Right then, apologies for being a bit croaky because I've been full of a virus of some description over the last few days, and it really has floored me. We're at the beginning of April and we're on a very, very special lake in Norfolk which is called Spitfire Pool. Now I've had this particular week booked for probably about 6 to 7 months now. I've actually got 2 weeks booked. I've got one this week and then I've got the week off, and then I'm back again the week after that. But it's a very, very special water, this place, and it's owned by a really well-known carp angler by the name of Rich Wilby. And there's some really, really terrific carp in here. There's only about 15 fish in here, topped by 2 commons which are both over the sort of 45, 46 pound barrier, including one which has made 50 pounds, known as the wood common. Now, that particular carp, it normally does get caught back end of March, but it hasn't been caught, fortunately for me, during the first 2 weeks of the season on here. So, you know, things are looking pretty good for me. When you book the lake, you get 6 days. Rich doesn't allow you to fish on a Sunday night, but unfortunately I've only got 5 days because I was late getting here because of this virus. It did knock me about a bit, and I'm not feeling particularly good at the moment anyway. But you know, when you've booked a lake and you're so looking forward to getting down here, something in the back of your mind tells you need to be down there. So even though I'm croaking away and my guts are rumbling a bit, I'm here, and I'm very, very happy as well because I've walked around a couple of times and seen probably most of the stock, and most of those fish, of which there's about 15 carp, are all sat out in the middle, just sort of sunning themselves below the surface on top of the weed. Now, I'll take a look at the lake and some of the swims in due course, but what I want to do first of all is just sort of show you the rods that I've got out and the spots that I'm fishing to. Now, the first 2 rods which are out in front of the swim here, I've got the right hand rod really close in. There's a lovely clear strip between 2 really thick weed beds that's probably about 5 or 10 yards out, and that drops into about 5 foot of water, and I've seen 1 or 2 fish cruising around that area. So, you know, the conditions at the moment aren't really good for spotting carp, but when I got here there was no wind on the surface, and it was a lot warmer than what it is now. But that rod looks really good. And then the left hand rod is out in the middle of the lake where I've sort of cast to where I've seen the majority of the fish. There's a nice little plateau out there which is only about 2.5 to 3 foot deep, judging by the way that the lead went down and donked. So that looks a decent spot as well. And then the right hand rod, which is over here, this is in this bay known as No Carp Bay. So you know, let's hope that that's a little bit ominous for me. But No Carp Bay has got a lovely sort of clear area which you might just be able to see at about 15-20 yards range out there, which is about 2.5 to 3 foot deep. I've seen a few fish cruising in and out over that area there, so that's where I've dropped that rod. But you know, when you're on a water like this, which is very, very small, as you can see, it's only about 1.5 to 2 acres in size. The key really isn't necessarily just the spots. The key is to keep quiet, which is why I've booked it exclusively for me. You know, the more lines you get on the water, the more pressure there is, the more the carp go on guard. So I'm just sort of sitting back. I've donked them out first and second cast, not really done a great deal, and as you can see here, I've put the bivvy right back from the water's edge. Well, I've been here probably, I don't know, got the rods out for about 20 minutes, something like that, and I've managed to get one already. So that is a great start, absolutely great start. First day and one in the net, brilliant. Hey, there you go, a bit croaky. First day, and can't believe it really, because the rods had only been out for about half an hour, 45 minutes, and one of them absolutely melted off, and great fight amongst the weed, and this absolute beauty that's come along. So first day, first carp. Let's hope there's more to follow. Right, we're on day 3 then, and I've not caught anything since that first day, that first hour. And actually I've not really seen many fish since then either. It's almost like that they know that I'm here now, and those 48 hours prior to me getting here, they were a little bit sort of aware that there was nobody here, so they were showing themselves a little bit more. But now they know I'm here, it's gone a little bit quieter, so I'm remaining optimistic for the rest of the trip. But if I can manage just one more fish before I leave, then I'll be really, really happy. I have seen 1 or 2 litlands in No Carp Corner, which is this bay to the right here, and I've also seen a couple of fish over towards that far corner over there, especially first thing in the morning. You tend to see them going in there when the sun comes up. But I've just put the rods out, and I'm hoping that they're going to move into this weed where I've got my rods at some stage during the next couple of hours, because the best time on the lake is apparently up to about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So, you know, we've got a chance between now and then. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning now, so I'm hoping that something's going to start showing in this weed. But I tell you what, for a small water that's only just over an acre in size, these carp really do know how to hide away, because you can walk around here 10 or 15 times and not see anything. And so far, in the 2 days that I've been here, I've not even seen either of the 2 big ones. Potentially I might have seen the long common cruising on the first day that I got here, but I haven't seen the wood common at all. So, you know, for such a small water that's quite shallow, I am surprised about that. But hey ho, that's fishing. I'm optimistic for the rest of the trip, so we'll see where we get from here. Right, I've moved to the opposite bank now, and the reason for that is it was pretty obvious to me that since I caught that fish on the first day, the fish really weren't going in front of where I was. They were mainly pushed towards this side of the lake, and especially around the back of this island here, which is what's just in front of you. So I've come over here and I've staggered the rods about. I've got 3 rods in 3 different spots. Got one here in front of me here, one just to the left, and one just to the right as well. And the beauty about this lake is that you can get to the rods all pretty quickly, even though you're fishing separate swims. So, you know, all the rods are in safe areas. They're not going to sort of get caught up in stuff, and, you know, I can get to them all quickly as well. So, you know, I am pretty confident that this is the right decision to do, because although this is a small lake, it is apparent that they are very aware of what pressure is. So I'm keeping well back from the water's edge, and, you know, they were congregating around this area and not really going out too far from it either. So I think they were probably aware that there was no lines in this area. So that's the reason why I've come over here, and hopefully it's going to pay off. And I have seen the big one around here a couple of times yesterday as well. So, you know, he's not going too far off this side of the lake either. He's not really venturing over to the middle part or even to the opposite side. So there's a chance of me catching him as well. So, but at the moment I'm really sort of not really fussed what I catch. I'd just like to get another one before the end of the week, because I've only got 2 nights left now. So it's getting a little bit tight, but I did set myself a little bit of a target of 2 fish this week. So fingers crossed, this might work for me. But you know, I'm certainly going to stick with it until the end of the trip if nothing comes my way. There's my home for the week then. That's the T1, and I'm not really sure whether I should let you have a look inside it, because it probably looks like a bomb's hit it compared to a lot of the tackle tarts that are out there, but that's me. Got the SS3 wide buoy in there. I've got just a smaller chair on top of there, which I'm sort of using as a bit of a backrest. Got loads of luggage in here. Big tackle box down there. And I've even got, believe it or not, a big leisure battery in here today. And that's just because I'm here for a week really, and I've got it to charge my DVD, my phone and all that kind of stuff. Sports drink down there. Right, yeah, a bit of reading material, there you go. I'm not into that sort of fiction type stuff really. I don't like any of these reality TV programs. I like real stuff, proper things that's going on, and this is a book that is about a proper war veteran, Beyond Band of Brothers. So if you've ever watched the Band of Brothers TV series, this is about Major Dick Winters. This is his memoirs. So proper reading material. I'm about halfway through it at the moment, but yeah, that's the bivvy. A bit of a mess. Some old running trainers down there as well, which I use for sort of slipping into at night if I get a take. But you know, fortunately at the moment this lake's not really productive at night. It's mainly a day water. But yeah, a bit of a bomb site in there, but I'm comfortable and I'm happy. And as I say, some tackle tarts, I'll probably look at that and think, God, Crowy, what a noddy. But what matters really most is the rod's being on the right place, not what you look like. So there you go, that's Crowy's bomb shelter at the moment. Typically of me, I only lasted a couple of nights in that swim that I was not going to move out of. I ended up coming round to this far side of the lake and having a look this morning, reeled in and went for a run, and there was quite a lot of fish in No Carp Bay, probably half a dozen or so. So when you end up with that amount of fish in there, when there's only 14 in the lake, it probably makes sense to move swim. So that's what I've done. I've moved around here and I've only dotted 2 rods out because I don't want to sort of make too much disturbance because they're actually there in front of me. So I've sort of just dotted 2 out. I might put the 3rd one out a bit later on, but it's early days at the moment. It's only sort of 10 o'clock in the morning. So you know, by sort of 2-3 o'clock, I'll see what the state of play is like and possibly put a 3rd one out. But it looks set to be a nice day anyway, and all being well, we might see some action this afternoon. Moved swim this morning, saw a load of fish over this side of the lake, and they really were sort of looking a little bit different in attitude compared to they were yesterday. It looked like they were up for a bit of food. So shifted over to here and got 2 rods out quite quickly. Didn't put a 3rd one out for quite a while, and then I started noticing more and more of the fish were coming into the area, and just had me dinner. Just put me dinner on, I should say, and literally just before putting me dinner on, I redid the 3rd rod, just plonked it out on a single hook bait, single key cray, out to this lovely clear area. It's only about 2 foot deep, I reckon. And literally Rich has just come round and said, how's it looking? And I said, well, I've not had anything yet, but it's looking, you know, pretty good. And he said, it looks like it could do a bite in a minute. And literally about 2 or 3 minutes later, the rod that I'd just done just tightened up, and we got this one on the end, which is a fish known as the, is it the Italian, Rich? Yeah. Fish known as the Italian at 32.5. So, happy days. There we go. Just letting the Italian go then. Hope we get another chance this week. Thanks for the memories. Great. Awesome, thanks for your help, Rich. Sorry, mate. This is the rig that I've been using whilst I've been down on Spitfire then. It's pretty simple. We've got a 15 pound decam straight through. And then we've got a lead clip with a 1.5 ounce lead on there. And the hook link, as you can see, is quite short. It's around about 6 to 8 inches long. And that is missing link, which I've stripped the outer coating off, so we're just left with the braid. And then we've got a size 5 fang twister, knotless knotted with a liner. And then on the end, we've just got a 16mm key cray. So it's dead simple and it's dead effective. Sunday morning then, and we're almost on pack up time. We've got about 2 hours left before the rods need to be reeled in. But it's been pretty hard going this week. The weather's been against me more than anything, I think. We've had a couple of hard frosts, and you know, daytime temperatures haven't really gone above double figures at all. So you know, it's pretty obvious to me that when the sun does come out on this venue, so do the carp, because that's the day when I caught fish on both occasions. So if we had a bit more sun, I'm pretty sure we might have seen another fish on the bank. But I've really enjoyed it. It's a lovely spot down here, and I can't wait to get back down here again next year. So thanks for watching, and have yourselves a great 2017 wherever you're fishing.